I need to do that right now. Shit. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's get rid of fucking. Good. I'm tired of that shit. I ain't got no time for that. Sometimes you just gotta get rid of people. It's the best solution. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta get rid of people. I ain't dealing with that bullshit. These guys. What's the matter? Hmm? Why don't you go to your bed? Hmm? Dog's crazy. Just laying on the tile. She can just go to her bed. She's gonna sleep. Won't even wait a couple minutes. Hey Ninja, how you doing? I'm good. I was good in the hood. Should go to sleep, but I said I'll come on here for a little while. How's it going? Yeah, it's been, you know, up and down. Some days are good, some days are frustrating. Yeah. I think sometimes everything's good with me, but just I have to deal with everybody else or deal with something else or someone, something. There's always some bullshit I have to deal with. Got to deal with my dog, got to deal with people. My dog's been acting weird all day. Now she's calmed down now. She's like being weird. I think it's because of the medication that she's on. Mm. I guess that's why she's acting crazy. Now she's okay. Yeah, the vet came here for like her checkup thing, and they gave her like some fluid or something through her nose. And ever since they came here this morning, she's been acting weird. And then I gave her, they gave me some tablets to put in, like a dewormer, like worm tablets, so she don't get worms and stuff. So she had like a double dose of medication, and she's like acting weird. What's the matter, baby? You okay? Hmm? You go to your bed, okay? There she goes. She's finally getting to her bed. She goes, I'm glad. Yeah, she's fine. I'm not worried about her. It's just she's acting strange. She must be like, what the hell is going on with me? I feel all weird. I kind of think it was too much for one day for her, but she's okay. And then she constantly wants to drink water, but I don't want to give her no more water because she drinks too much water. And then last night, um, she peed inside on the tile, which is better than peeing on a carpet. I don't have carpet down here, so she peed on the tile last night, and she didn't wake me up or bark or anything. She never does, and I didn't hear her like pacing around or anything. She must have just peed and said fuck it. And when I got up this morning and I came, she's 10. She went 10 in February. Um, and then when I came downstairs, I smelt the pee, and I was like, oh God. So I try not to get mad at her because I know sometimes she can't hold it. But she hasn't peed in here in like 2 months. And then all of a sudden last night, it's because she drinks a lot of water, and it's my fault because I give her too much water. Like it's not my fault. It's just that my mom always tells me don't give her water and don't leave water in her bowl when she's going to go sleep. Because that way she's gonna have to pee, and then she's gonna end up peeing inside. But what it is she like now here it's 11:30. The last time she drank water was like 10 o'clock. But before I go to sleep, I take her outside and she'll pee, and then I'll bring her inside and she's good to go for the whole day, for the whole night. But last night for some reason she peed everywhere and she didn't even drink anything last night, so it was weird. So yeah. So the doctor told me to take like a urine sample from her and see if I can get a urine sample from her, and then take it to the vet so they can see if she's okay. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can get a sample from her. They said I have to do it first thing in the morning when she goes takes her first pee. So I said no problem, I'll do it just to make sure she's okay. I think she's okay. It's just that she's getting older. She just, when we get older, we can't hold ourselves. Not every night, but there's some nights where I get up and I have to pee too. You know, it's life. Our bodies are different. Sometimes we don't have to go pee, and sometimes we do. So with her, it's been like 2 months since she peed in here. So, but she's all right though. She's been freaking out all day. And then I took the water bowl away from her and I put it up top because she kept going to it. She kept going to it, and she kept going to the bowl and trying to like look for water, and I told her no more. So she's pissed. So I took the bowl and put it in the kitchen so she doesn't go to it no more. She's not gonna die if she don't drink water. She's been fine all this time, but she can drink water all through the day like she does. And then, like I said, about an hour and a half ago, I gave her a little bit of water. So when I get off of here, I'll take it to go pee, and she should be good. Yeah, 56. Yeah, she's older than me. Oh yeah, she went 10 this year, but she's in good shape. The doctor doesn't say like she has this or has that. They just say that she's a little overweight. And I'm like, this dog barely eats anything. It's just the size of her. She's a big dog. So they said that she should eat less. And I'm like, I only feed her once a day, and then I give her like some biscuits. And they're saying not to give her anything. I'm like, man, this dog's about to die in a couple years, or like, her life is like coming to an end soon. I'm not gonna like put her on some diet or something. Leave the damn dog alone. Let her eat what she wants. Who cares? Like they're making such a big deal out of like what she does. How long did your dad have the boxer? Because we had a boxer a while ago, and the boxer lasted like 6 years, and then she passed away. The first boxer passed away in 6 years, but she had a lot of complications. She was allergic to grass, and she was allergic to grass, and she had like she got old very very quick. And she was like she always had problems, and then her hind legs started giving out. And then one day we just took her to the vet, and then they said that she had some type of like disease or something, and then my sister put her down. So it was devastating. We guys loved that dog so much, but well, my pit bull, he was 15 years old, and he was just as big as her, you know. But she has always been skinny and like and tall, like she is. And the last couple years, she's been bigger because she drinks a lot of damn water. And if a person drinks a lot of alcohol and beer, right? What happens to you? You bloat up and you get big. It's just like her. She drinks so much water that she bloats up. So I have to limit her water intake now because she drinks way too much, and she's just like. And then when it rains, if it rains, there's like a section where the pool like goes like it's like a corner, and it's like a little dip in the tile, and the water sits there, and she would drink all that water when it rains. And she just constantly like if I fill her bowl up with water, there's some days it'll be empty within an hour. Like she'll drink the entire thing, and she'll burp like a human. But she's always drank a lot of water, you know? Yeah, but some people like when they drink, they get big beer bellies, right? So obviously when you drink a lot of water, you're gonna get big too. Especially a dog. My pit bull, he ate. I mean, he drank water. We had a bucket of water out there, and he would drink that water. He would drink half that bucket every day. There's a lot of dog. Cause see in Bermuda, and even where you live, it's hot as shit. So there, and it's humid, and your mouth is always dry. You want to drink water. You have to, or else you're gonna be dehydrated. I'm sure, like during the winter, she doesn't drink that much water because it's cold, and she doesn't need to drink water. But some like from like the last 2 months, it's kind of been very humid here, and today was 80 degrees. So that's why she's like constantly drinking a lot of water because it's hot and it's humid. But like back in January, February, and March, I didn't. She didn't drink that much water. Her bowl would have water in it all the time. So it depends on the climate, and the humidity and stuff. So, but she's okay. I'm just glad the vet came and gave me the medication for her, and she's doing okay. They said that her heart beats fine and she's doing good. They love her because she allows them to do whatever they want. My sister said that I was in there, I was in here, so my sister was home, and my sister said she just sat there like an idiot and just let them feel her and do whatever they wanted to her. Stuck this thing in her nose and did this and checked everything and put her on the scale. She just let them do whatever they want. They love her. They were petting her and let her lick them and shit. They were like, "Oh, thanks for the kiss." She would lick like the person's hand or face or whatever. My sister said that she was like a little puppy seeing all these people around. Dumbass dog. She's so crazy. But she she pissed me off today when I came downstairs and saw pee everywhere. But I know she can't help it. I gave her a little smack on the butt, but it wasn't nothing serious. Just to let her know that she can't do that. But whatever. Hey, Ali. Hi, Cammy. Hi, Sophie. But yeah, yeah, it's a pain having animals and watching them deteriorate and get to a point where they they have problems and stuff. But she's okay though. She's a good dog otherwise. I had to yell at her yet today because she just kept going to the water bowl, and I said, "Go lay down." And she looked at me as if to say, "Shit, Mark's mad at me." I'm like, "Yeah, you're aggravating me." But she's all right though. She's a very spoiled dog, but I try not to. I gotta stop allowing her to drink too much water because she's good. She's out of control. Like she wants to drink the entire bowl like one time. I can't let her do that. That's why I took the bowl away from her because she's starting to act really stupid. So, but I think it's because of the medication she took today. But she'll be fine tomorrow. She'll sleep it off. She sleeps a lot anyway. She'll probably sleep right through the night tonight. Yeah, she's made herself comfortable over there. She's finally gave in. Yeah, animals are sometimes a pain in the ass. Yeah, especially her. She sleeps all damn day. Not me. My dad does. I can't sleep during the day. It's not my thing. I don't get lucky enough to sleep during the day and not be disturbed. That'll never happen. That'll be like a miracle. But um, what was I gonna say? My dad, he's 81, and I called there today around 3 o'clock to remind him that our Portuguese soccer team won, and we put it. I told him that they're doing like the celebration, and my mom answered the phone and said, "Oh, your dad's sleeping. He's on the couch sleeping with his mouth open and his glasses on. He knows they're coming on. I'll just wake him up when the actual program comes on." I was like, "I was just calling to remind you because you guys forget shit all the time." So she was like, "Yeah, yeah, we got the TV on, but he's half asleep." And I'm like, "Yeah, sounds like him." Yeah, my mom says the same thing, that she can't sleep that long at night. Like she'll go to bed like 10 o'clock, 10:30 after watching her shows on TV. And then she says she'll go to bed and she'll be up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and can't go back to sleep. She says that she rarely gets a good night's sleep. With me, the later I go to sleep, the better I sleep. And I sleep better with air conditioner on too, which is crazy. As soon as I started putting on my AC this past week, I've been sleeping much better with the AC on. All the windows are closed, all the noise is limited, especially in the morning. Because if I have my windows open, I'll hear the damn birds and they'll aggravate me and I won't be able to sleep. I'll be woken up too early. So now it's getting hotter now. So I have my AC on majority of the day. And all the windows are closed and stuff. So it's nice. I get to sleep a little better. But I've been getting too many. It's been too many late nights lately. I've been leaving here like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, no, no, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta like get in my bed before that. But yeah, I wish we all had like a I wish we all had like a button where we can just shut ourselves off and then have an alarm, and when the alarm goes off, we awake. it's annoying. Yeah. With me, I can't sleep during the day unless I'm sick or I'm extremely tired. Like sometimes, like I'll work all day and then I'll take a shower at like 3:30, 4 o'clock or something like that. And then I'll go lay down on the couch and I'll doze off. I'll probably sleep for maybe an hour or doze off for like an hour or something. And then come sleep time, I won't go sleep right away because I already had that little hour nap, which I try to avoid. But that's only during the summertime. And any other time I sleep during the day, if I'm sick, I'll take like some medication and get all drowsy and go to sleep. But otherwise, that sleeping during the day is not for me. But I know people who have to, they love it. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I can't do that. I gotta sleep at night and at night only. Yeah, you sound like my mom. She always says she can't sleep at night. My mom says she goes to sleep and then she'll go sleep for like maybe 2 or 3 hours and then get back up again and then can't go back sleep. And I'm like, that's crazy. She's even taking pills to try and go to sleep. And she says it don't even work. And then she says she took these pills and got like an after effect. So now she doesn't want to do it. Yeah, my mom did take some, but then she got like kind of sick from it. So she says, I'm not doing it. So I was like, oh, well, I guess it's meant for you not to sleep. And then she says that when she sleeps with in the bed, my dad, he'll start dreaming and kicking his legs and screaming in his or shouting in his sleep. My mom says my dad has dreams like every night and he'll like move around or kick his feet or move his hands around, and my mom gets so fed up that she leaves and she'll go in my old room and try to sleep over there. It's so funny. She makes me laugh because she says, I can't sleep because your dad was dreaming last night and then he started screaming. And then I said, what the hell is your problem? He goes, oh man, I had a dream that a dog was trying to chase me. I was laughing. I mean, it's not, it's funny, but like, it's just like, it's always some dumb shit. Yeah. My mom takes NyQuil sometimes. Like when she has like a cold or something, she'll take NyQuil and then it'll not. She says it knocks her out and then she ends up sleeping like for at least 6 hours. But I don't know. I don't really have too much problems sleeping. It all depends. Like another thing a lot of people don't understand is bef- like way before you go to sleep, don't drink soda. Don't drink coffee. Don't drink things with caffeine in it. Because if you do, it's gonna keep you awake. So you're like defeating the purpose of trying to go to sleep after you drink a Pepsi, you know? And that's another reason why people can't sleep because they drink tea or coffee and then, they drink things like that. No problem, Ninja. Good seeing you. Yeah, try not that's what I tell people, try not to do that if you can't sleep. But if you want to sleep, some of the best things to do is like go get some lavender drops and put the lavender drops on your pillow and then when you smell the lavender, it'll allow you to go sleep. So you could try that if you want. I told my mom to do it, but she goes, "Oh, I can't handle that smell." And I'm like, "You know what, woman? You don't want to fucking sleep. You never do anything I tell you. So you know what? You do it yourself." Yeah, see? You're just like my mom. You be making excuses and then giving you remedies, and you guys don't want it. You too, Ninja. I'll probably be on here for a little while, and I'm gonna get out. It's almost midnight here, so I don't want to go to bed too late. You could try it, lavender drops. You put it underneath your pillow. If it's too much for you to smell it, just put it underneath your pillow, and then go to sleep. It's up to you. It's a remedy that I tell people to use. All right, Ninja, take care. Good seeing you. I got 5 likes and only one person talking. You guys are something else. You come in here and like my video and then don't speak. God forbid I did that. What are you doing? Speak to me, Mario. Hmm. I see how it is. All right. Yeah, my dog started to snore. You okay, baby? Hmm? All right. There was something I wanted to do. I can't remember what it was. Oh, right. I need to take this thing out of here too, man. Shit. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I gotta take this thing out of here and wash it. Damn it. Always some. Always something. Cool. I've been waiting all this time, Dan. That's why I came live because I ain't seen her. She said she was coming on. I'm here waiting. I'm like, this woman ain't coming on. So I said I might as well come on now then. Cause this is like the time I usually come on after her. But I ain't seen her. We spoke to her in the chat earlier and she said she was going live. So I've been waiting. I said she ain't coming live. So I said I might as well just go live then. So that's why I'm here because it's late. It's midnight here. So I was like, she ain't coming live. If she ain't been on all this time, she usually comes on like between 8 and 9 o'clock my time. So if she didn't come on by 11, I say, yeah, she's not gonna come on. Which is all good. I'm sure she'll probably come on tomorrow. It's all good. But I did wait. I waited all this time and still nothing. So I was like, it's all good. No big deal. I ain't mad. I'm not gonna be on here too long anyway. Cause I need to go get an early night. I've been having too many late nights. That's all we can do. I stay positive as much as I can, Dan, depending on what happens, you know? I always say to myself, and that's how I live the way I do, because I always say to myself, it could be worse. Could be a lot worse, you know? Especially when you watch the news. You say, okay, I definitely don't want to be there right now. That's why I try not to watch the news. But yeah, staying positive is the best thing. And just making sure that you do what you gotta do. And how's Miss Aquarius? She's better now? Feeling better? Hopefully. Hopefully she's eating some good food. She's having to pace herself, yeah. Well, as we get older, even at my age, I notice it takes longer to heal. And things change. It's not the same. I had to pull back a lot and not push myself anymore. It's been very hard for me not to do anything and to take control and say, look, Mark, just don't work. Don't do anything. You got to get better. You can't be working in pain every damn day. So it's been nice. I've been taking my time. I'm staying out of the workshop so I don't get motivated to do hard work. And I'm just like trying to gather myself and gather my strength for the summer. So I want to do a lot of work this summer, but I need to make sure I don't destroy myself now and try and get better and better. That's the main thing. She had some wings and onion rings. Sounds good to me. I haven't had onion rings forever. Hey, Ann, how you doing, sweetie? Yeah, I haven't had onion rings forever. That sounds good. I have wings in my freezer, but I haven't had no onion rings forever. Yep. And that's what I explain to people that I'm 48 and I worked very hard the past 18 years because I've been on my own for 18 years and I bust my ass a lot. And unfortunately, busting my ass, I mean, it got me what I want, to a point where I don't have to work a lot, but it also destroyed my body at the same time. So now I have to take it easy, one day at a time, do a little bit of work here and there, do the necessary things, and then I'll go from there. And one of my best friends, I didn't even know he had a problem, but he came online today and he came on Facebook and did a video and told everybody that he had open heart surgery and now he's recovering and he's fine now. He's recovering. And he's my age. He's actually a month younger than me. And he was my best friend here in Bermuda for a long time. And then he got married and moved to Boston. And I didn't even know he says he didn't even know he was sick. And then he says his teeth started like um, hurting him a lot. And then he started to feel weird. And then he went to go get a checkup, done some tests. And they said, look, we have to do open heart surgery on you. And he's like, what the fuck? So, but now he's recovering and he's okay. He let everybody know he's okay. So yeah, he's a good man, good friend of mine. So I wrote him a comment and stuff. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. Well, yeah, it just to show you I could have been him, and that's why like I always say like people don't understand. You can get all that shit. You can die today. You can have open heart surgery. You can have all these bad things happen to you, but thank God it doesn't. And that's why I always stay as positive as I can. And I think a lot of people fail to realize that the best uh the best doctor you can ask for is a spiritual doctor. And what I mean by that is a lot of people don't really believe it, but you can be spiritually healed by the hands of spirit and by the hands of God, obviously. And people know that, but they just don't believe it. But if you believe it and you ask, and when it happens, you be like, wait a minute, I feel better already. Like, or nothing's happening to me. And, why is everybody else having problems and not me? It's because you get spiritually healed. But a lot of people don't really understand that concept or that whole like thing, and they don't believe it because they think, oh yeah, we need doctors. You really don't. You can be healed so fast and so quick and so like if you just believe it, you can just ask. And a lot of people that happens to a lot of people where they're really sick and they ask God, and then that's it. It's over. They they get healed or they get better. Oh, and you said your brother was 30 when he had a heart attack. and still and has stents. Yeah, my dad has two stents in his heart. He never had a heart attack, but he was close. My dad's very stubborn, and in 2008, um, that's when he got sick, and he had the stents put in his heart, and he hasn't been right since. But at least he's a bit better now. But that my brother, he married a hoe, and my dad told him, "Don't do it. Don't marry this damn woman. She's gonna ruin your life. I know her family. These people are shit." And he just didn't pay attention. Next thing he got married to her. My dad went crazy. My mom and dad got sick from arguing with him and telling him not to do it. And then now he's divorced for the past 6 years. And my parents are suffering because of his decisions. You know, my parents, they don't want us to marry, pieces of shit. And then when my sister got divorced 2 years ago, they felt even, you know, you know how parents are. When your kids get a divorce, or somebody, or you get a divorce, and you're the daughter or the son. Your parents worry about you. Your parents say, "Hey, and it makes them sick, or it makes them worried, or it makes them sad that that happened to you or to them or whoever." So my parents take that shit literally, like, because they're very Catholic and religious, and divorce is like not an option. So now two of their children are divorced. Yeah, that apparently what happened to my friend. He says his jaw and his teeth started hurting, and then he got stiff, and then that was it. Yeah. I mean, you can't really blame him for feeling that way. And with my parents, they took it even worse because they warned my brother beforehand, and he didn't take the warning. And, so they got even more mad because they had to participate in the wedding, and then had kids with her and all that. And then next thing you know, it all went downhill. And then they got sick because of his stupid ass choices, and how they felt. So, and that's what happened to my parents. They got really bad really quick because of my brother's divorce, and his marriage and a divorce, and taking care of those children. And they would dump the kids off and act like it's okay to do it. But you know what the worst thing is? It's like my mom never got a break. All six of my nephews, all six of her grandchildren were always dumped on her. Like, here, you take care of them. But each one of my siblings, significant others' family never took care of those kids, and still don't to today. So everything was dumped on my mom. And I told my mom, "You're dumb enough to do it. It's your fault. Tell him go get some babysitter and fuck off." But see, my mom, she doesn't have the heart to say that. And if my mom were to say that to them, see, my mom loves children too much. She raised four kids and six grandchildren, and she never got a break until now. And then now she's got vertigo. She's fell down. You know, she's broke her arm a couple years ago. She's not doing 100%, and it's all because of all the stress that she got put through. And then my after all the kids were like pretty much okay and didn't have to like deal with them no more, my granny was 94, and a year before she died, she came to live with my parents because she had nowhere to go. So my dad didn't want nothing to happen to his mother. So he said that she can come live with him. And my mom was like, yeah, you're going to drive me to the fucking grave. I don't want this woman in my house. My mom, me, all of us, we didn't really like my granny because she's like she's one of those, I'll tell you what to do and fuck off. You can't tell me nothing. And she was very ignorant and stubborn, and she would say the stupidest offensive things sometimes, and you're like, fuck you, woman. And you never wanted to be around her because she was too negative and pokey and annoying. Even at 94, she was annoying as shit. So then she aggravated my mom so much and my dad that my dad almost had like a heart attack because he was like telling her off and telling her, "Look, you need to stop telling me what to do in my house. You're aggravating me. You're aggravating my wife. If you don't cut your shit out and stop disrespecting us in my house, and don't be telling me what to do, and don't be like aggravating me and arguing me about dumb shit, then I'm gonna kick your ass out." So then they got into even worse fights and like back and forths and arguing. So it was too much for my parents. And then she ended up moving in with her other son, which is my uncle, because he had an apartment available because his daughter got married and moved out. So his apartment downstairs was available, and then they had to hire a lady to be with her 24/7, and like a caretaker type of lady, and that lasted for literally 4 or 5 months. And then my grandma got sick with what do you call it, shingles. So she got shingles really bad, so bad that she went to the hospital. She was at the hospital for maybe 2 weeks and then she died because the shingles like was too much for her body at 94 to deal with. So my granny died from like old age and shingles. She had diabetes and she died at 94 in the hospital. This was like probably maybe 8, maybe 7, 8 years ago. She's been gone now. But yeah, my mom, she's been through a lot. She took care of all her kids, all her grandchildren, and her mother-in-law. And now she's taking care of my dad. So she never gets a break. I feel bad for her sometimes, but it's like, she always feels obligated to nurture people and to help people. And it's like in her, her thing, like in her blood and her nature to help people. And then she complains after she helps them. But I help her as much as I can, and then if I help her a lot, she feels guilty. She says, "Oh, you've been here all week helping us, and you do this for us, you do that for us. What about you? You can go to work. Don't worry about us," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Mom, I don't give a fuck. I work for myself. I can do what I want." I said, "If I have to work, I'll tell you I'll go work. If not, I'm gonna help you. It's okay." So like now, my dad, he's driving the car again, and he feels better now. He's been getting physio. He's not getting gout anymore. He's doing really good. My dad's eating very well. So he's feeling a lot better now. And so now he's like back on track. So my mom's less stressed. He's less stressed. So things are going back to normal type of thing. So it's good. I'm happy. That way I don't have to be there every day, like, getting aggravated by them. You miss your grandma. She was the best friend in the whole world. Yeah. I don't miss my grandma. Both my grandmas were miserable. They were miserable widows that always like try to like tell you what to do all the time. And they said stupid shit that made you look at them like, what? My mom's mom. Uh, she never did me no wrong, but she wasn't very affectionate or emotional, or she was very serious looking, and she never really. I never seen her laugh a day in my life and like crack jokes or be affectionate. Even my dad's mom, my other granny, she wasn't very affectionate either. Um, they were just weird, like they're a different breed. I never saw either of my grandfathers. One of my dad's dad, he died when I was 5 months, when my mom was 5 months pregnant with me, and then my other grandfather died when I was 9 months old. So within my mom being pregnant and being with me for 9 months, both my grandfathers died within that 2 year period, which is crazy. But yeah, um, so yeah, I saw my grandfather when I was 9 months old, but I don't remember obviously. But he saw me, I saw him, and then that was it. So at least I got to see my grandfather when I was a baby, and he saw me. But I never saw my dad's dad. He died, like I said, before I was even born. So it sucks. Sometimes you get to see people, and then sometimes you don't. And yeah, a lot of people say, you're lucky to have your parents alive. And I say some days, they piss me off so much sometimes that I'm like, you know what? When they go, I'll be relieved of their bullshit. And people are like, no, Mark, don't think like that. That's fucked up. And I said, look, man, my parents are a pain in the ass when they're ready. They've been a pain in my ass my whole, like, the majority of my life, because they're very negative. They're not really, like, supportive, and they're weird. Like, they worry too much. They're negative. They're always worried about what we're gonna do, if we're gonna fuck up our lives, or they worry too much, and then they make us worry, and then it's like they breed worry and negativity. But obviously, there's days where you say, "Fuck, man," you irritate me so much. When you're gone, I'll be fucking like, yeah, relieved of your bullshit. And then there's other days where you have so much fun, and you exchange stories, and you have fun with them, and then you see how happy they are to be around us and to be cool. So they're very moody, they're very moody, and they're not the same every day. They have an issue every fucking week, and it's like, what's wrong with you people? I look at them and say, how the hell did you make me? But everybody's different. I mean, me and my siblings are different. I'm probably the more positive one out of everybody. Everybody else worries a lot and fears everything. Not me. Like, I'm different. I'm not like my family. I'm very positive, and I always like to, learn things and do things and help people. But my youngest sister, she's kind of like getting like me a bit more, because I've, starting to program her mind to being more positive. But my older sister and brother, they're worry freaks like my dad and mom. Very negative, always complaining. It's annoying. Yeah, I know. And like I said, I'm not a parent, so I haven't felt that, but I feel it with my nephews, and I understand the whole thing, because I feel like, even though I'm an uncle of 6 boys, the two that I've been with the most is the ones next door, and I've helped raise them. I've been in their lives from the day they were born, and they're like my children. But it's not the same, obviously. But man, and they're in their teenage boys are a pain in the ass, just like how I was, and they can be a handful at times. But they're not bad kids. They're just a pain in the ass like everybody else. But this generation is more of a pain in the ass anyway because they have more rights. Where back then we slapped the shit out of our somebody could slap the shit out of their kid and nobody can do anything about it to correct them. Now you slap them and then it's abuse and it's this and it's that. And, okay, uh, you'll find yourself somewhere where you don't want to be eventually. Well, that's good. I'm glad your girls are like that. That's good. That just shows what a good mother you are. That's all. You know. I keep forgetting you got a son too. I remember you said your son's a pain in the ass. I remember when I first met you, you was talking about your son and stuff. Your oldest daughter had a boyfriend who was very mean. Yeah, well, that's all. Yeah, you gotta pick and choose who you're with. You are who you hang around. You know. Yeah, good. But sometimes I tell parents, and they look at me and they know what I'm telling them is true, but they don't want to. And that's just you gotta let your children make mistakes so they can learn from 'em. If you keep trying to save them, what happens when that one time they don't listen and they don't and you can't save them? That's when they're gonna learn, and when they learn, it's too late because they're already done dumb shit. You gotta let them learn early. That's what I told my sister with her boys, and that's why they're the way they are. Because when their father was here, he used to be very strict with them. When he left, they have all the freedom in the world and think they can talk to me and their mother like they want to and do whatever the fuck they please because there's no dad around. Because when he was around, they wouldn't do half the shit they do today. But like I said, they're not bad kids. They have their moments where they have their little spurts of negativity and their spurts of like disrespect. And that's when I put them in their place, and so does my sister. And everybody's like that. We used to be like that when we were kids too. Like, we knew we couldn't say certain things around our parents or we get our ass kicked. But nowadays it's a lot different. The parents are like friends with their children. And that's what you should not be. You should never be like too friendly with your children where you like let them talk to you the way they want and do whatever they want. You still gotta be like some type of border there. Some like, some like what do you call it? Some type of respect there to, understand your mother and daughter, not sister and sister and not best buddies. Like there still has to be some type of like respect there. Yeah, that's a good thing to do is not to interfere, but you can always, you can guide them to make a good decision, but it's still up to them and they should make then even if they make a mistake, it's up to them to figure it out. That's why I say what I say. That you got to live and learn. Sometimes you make those mistakes and you learn from 'em. When I was in bad relationships, I would never go to my parents and say, "Hey, my girlfriend's acting up. What do you think?" They'll never give me. They'll tell me get rid of that hoe one time. They'll be like, "Oh well, if you think it's not right, tell her go away, get away from her." That's what they would tell me. They wouldn't say, "Oh, you should do this, you should give her a chance, or you should do that, or talk it out, give me advice." They'll never tell me that shit. They'll be like, "Get rid of her," or they would like not even like entertain it. They were like, it's nothing to do with me. You do what you want. And I'm like, all right. But I never asked them for advice about love or anything like that because they ain't about that life. They're quick to criticize whoever we bring on. That's for sure. And you know what? They were right. They were right. They were right about my mom and dad were right about my brother-in-laws. I mean my brother's whole wife, and they were also when my before my sister even got married to that asshole. They had like an episode where God was warning her for the last time to get away from him, and then she forgave him, and then they got married. They had these two beautiful boys, and now we're living a good life because of his dumbass. Because he's gone now, and life is better without him. But sometimes that's why you have free will. God puts things in front of you, but it's up to you to take the choice. And if you choose wrong, it's gonna end up wrong. But you'll get some good things out of it, and other things won't be. And you know what every man and woman says to me that's been divorced? One thing I don't regret is my kids. And if I hear that come out of a parent's mouth that's divorced, that makes me happy. So sometimes you got to make a child with someone that you end up divorcing because that's what your path is. Where my parents, they never got divorced and they had all four of us. But they didn't get a divorce, but two of their children did, and one of their children still married, and the other one's me that's never been married and don't have no kids. And they don't have any granddaughters, they have all grandsons. So like it's a pain in the ass. It's life. So and I tell people all the time, like nothing's gonna be perfect, no one's gonna be perfect, and you just gotta let people learn. Learn from your mistakes, learn life, and try not to dwell too much on the negative things. And if you make a mistake, correct it. Make sure you don't make the mistake again. All right, Dan. I'm gonna get out of here myself. I thought the crew was gonna come in here, but I was hoping Marley was gonna come on, but I guess she must have been night night, or she might be hanging out with Emmy, celebrating her last day of school. I don't blame her. Should be probably be on tomorrow. But I did wait for her, and then I ended up coming live, and then I was like, oh well. But it's already 12:30 in the morning here. I need to go get my ass to sleep. I've had too many late nights, so I need to go get my ass to sleep now before more people come in here, and then I end up being on here forever. Yeah, it's good to be private, but a lot of people they don't want to be private no more. And they want to tell everybody their business on Facebook and all over the damn place. That's why I stay off of social media. I don't want to post nothing. I post sports shit. That's it. I ain't posting my life. Hell no. I need nobody be hating on me and poking a voodoo doll with my name on it and shit. No, no. All right, Ann and Dan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Have a good day tomorrow. I should be here during the day tomorrow and at night. Hopefully, our favorite redneck comes on tomorrow and gets her ass in here, and on YouTube. Yeah, I don't like to go in there too much. I only go in there to play games or to talk to somebody on Messenger, and that's about it. I don't post on there. I only post like my team stuff and sports. I don't post myself. Hell no. I don't post no personal shit. There's sometimes I want to write like a couple paragraphs and talk shit about my ex brother-in-law and tell everybody what a piece of shit he is, but everybody already knows. So it don't phase me. It's sometimes best just to keep quiet and let God deal with it. It's not my job to bash people. Let them fucking bash themselves. People figure it out. You know, people ain't that dumb where they know the person who they are. So, you know, it's all good. All right, take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Bye.